What do books have to do with yoga?
You see, yoga isn't just about the physical practice of making your body stronger or more flexible. It's also about your mind, and it's about making your mind stronger and more flexible. In 2025, I had the goal to read 6 educational nonfiction books. And I want to take you through the ones I read and why I think you should read them too. I have all my books here, except for the first one because I listened to it on Spotify as an audiobook. First book on this list is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. The book is all about the mindset around wealth, and I think the single biggest thing I took away from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the value of continued education. In the US at least, we are very much fed through go to a 4-year school, get out, do something. And there's a lot of educational opportunities that are in between a 4-year degree that we miss out on because of that cultural mindset. So Rich Dad Poor Dad actually inspired me to take multiple courses. I took a sales training course this year and graduated that. Of course, I finished my yoga teacher training, and then immediately after getting my 200-hour training, I signed up for some continuing education around restorative and yin yoga practices because I feel really inspired to engage with them and share them with you someday. So that was the first book I read. The second book I read this year is called Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. This book is the case and study of teaching through stories. The copyright in this book was 1992. This story is all about the hidden treasures of being a woman, and it teaches through stories. The author is not only a storyteller from the Latina tradition, she is also a PhD in psychology. So she brings such a nuanced position of psychology mixed with tradition. I'll be honest, it took me multiple years to finish reading this. I did finish it this year though, and you can see all of the sticky notes that I have because that's the kind of book this is. Women Who Run with the Wolves, number 2. Number 3 is a classic. We have Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is such a simple, well-written, easy-to-read guide to establishing habits and establishing an environment that supports you to reach your goals instead of succumb to the things you don't want to do. James Clear philosophy is that we do not rise to motivation. We generally fall to our environment, and that the most disciplined people in life are probably not actually more disciplined than you. They just have a better curated environment to support them to do the things they're trying to do. It's a pretty easy read. If you are trying to build better habits, then read this book. Number 4, we have Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. I'll be honest, I was resistant to reading this book because it's like feminist. Literally everyone should read this book. If you are a man, you should read this book. It's all around data gaps surrounding women, which impacts the design of products, of infrastructure, of healthcare, and all of these things that don't necessarily properly or adequately support women's needs because women were not factored in a conscious way. And men are kind of the default gender, and so men's needs in society are often much better met than female needs because men and women have different rhythms and different cycles in lives based on gender roles and those different tasks and needs that are predominantly male or female. Now, fun fact about me, I'm actually 5'9", and so this book talks a lot about the average male kind of body that was decided, back in the 19 whatever, and it's a 5'9", 70 kilogram, 5'9" male. I actually don't experience a bunch of the stuff they talk about in this book because I'm tall enough to reach the top shelf. I'm strong enough to open the heavier door, whatever those things are. And so this book was actually really humbling for me as well to think about the experience of other women and how I am exempt from certain things. If you are a young woman who is tall, who is ashamed to be tall and take up space, then this book is actually also an amazing reframe. I always wished I was shorter, but reading this book, it made me realize that being a tall woman is a bit of a superpower because there are certain areas of life that I will never experience difficulty because, car seats fit me, because, cars are the right size for me. I can reach the top shelf. I have hands that are large enough to hold my phone comfortably. There's all of these little things that you just don't think about if that's not your experience of challenge. So anywho, next. Number 5, One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El-Akkad. This book is all about the conflict in Gaza. It was released at the end of 2024, so it's still relatively new, and it is such a heartbreaking, compelling, and eye-opening book to read. Honestly made me feel very powerless in this world. It's heartbreaking that so much violence still exists and that we hurt each other. Impacts of cultural divides is staggering. But it also does kind of inspire me because part of my mission with Stellara is literally to change the world. I'm not going to change the world on my own. The way that I feel like I can leave a meaningful impact on this world is to support other people to change their lives. Someday when Stellara has grown up and I have the resources, I absolutely intend to use them to support science and research and to support aid and to support these causes that just run on money, but they can literally change the world and make the world a better place. It's challenging to feel powerless, but I think it is better to feel honestly powerless than it is to have a false sense of everything being fine. I live in such a privileged life. It's easy to forget just how much we have to be grateful for. And so reading books like this and reading books like Invisible Woman, they remind me just how much I have to be grateful for. Whether you read this book or not, find a moment to just be grateful. Actually take a second to look around you and understand just how much you have. Whatever that looks like for you, because it's different for everyone. Watching this video has something different. Number 6, Games People Play by Eric Berne. This book was first released in 1964, and it's all about game analysis, the social dynamics that dictate all of our relationships in life, essentially. And this book, it was actually really hard for me to read, even though it's so short, because it's written in that super proper older English that we don't see now. Now our language is very casual, and this book is just so beautifully written and crafted. If you want to better understand the different social dynamics that you fall into within your life in every relationship you have, whether that is a romantic relationship, a workplace relationship, or a family relationship, you should read this book and take notes. This is one of the few books that I fully intend to reread because there is so much nuance to it. I don't think I got everything I could out of it the first time around. So, games people play, the psychology of human relationships. And that's the list. Those are the 6 books I read this year that completely changed the way I think about the world and my life and the trajectory of my life. I have a whole long list of books to read in 2026, but I'm curious to hear from you. Is there one book you want me to read? I might even start doing like book club Fridays or something, because yoga is absolutely about moving your body, but it is also about moving your mind. Taking time to continue educating ourselves, continue learning about new topics, and just furthering our knowledge is such a valuable usage of our time. This year I also created a habit around reading at night instead of going on my phone, and honestly, I really love it. It's so relaxing. It feels nourishing for my soul as well as my mind, and then I get to learn cool things. I hope this maybe inspires you to create a similar habit for yourself. One last thing before we go. Presence Path, which is Stellara's daily meditation hub, is going on sale for January. So if you enter code BREATHE at checkout, you can get all of January free. So you will get 1 meditation every day, and every day a new meditation. Presence Path is all about being in the present moment of today, letting go of yesterday and tomorrow for those 3 minutes of your day. I so hope you'll join me, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and welcome to Stellara. Happy 2026.